Yo, what's up, guys? Teacher Polov here, and today we are reacting to Mexico versus Ecuador. So I didn't watch it because it was late as usual. I think 2 in the morning. Crazy times for you to be watching a football match, unless it's your country that's playing, right? Then we stay up. So let's see. Mexico versus Ecuador. My money is on Mexico. They are the host countries. Ecuador hasn't been doing great, although they did beat Germany, so could happen. Let's see. Let's check this out.
It is L3 of Mexico and La3 of Ecuador. The two nicknames that derive from the colours of their respective flags. And they sit proudly on the hallowed turf of the Azteca Stadium.
Let's see. Guys, let me know where you are watching from. And also, let me tell you one thing.
A real treat.
Beautiful. I love how they're doing the flags here. Look at that. Guys, by the way, on YouTube, you're seeing a blocked version because videos get blocked. But go over to Patreon for free to watch the uncut version.
Just about hear you.
Okay, let's see. Mexico, 4 minutes in, on the attack.
World Cup fever all day in Mexico City.
They're playing at home. So close. So close.
Wow, youngest player on the pitch has been involved in everything so far in the opening minutes that Mexico have had to offer. He's certainly not
so
nervous.
Close.
Alvarado,
Mexico again. 5 minutes in. So close again. Ecuador better watch out.
I wasn't happy.
Ecuador better watch out.
Side.
You better watch out.
The ball into him.
How does the song go?
From an Ecuador point of view, they need
Santa
to connect
Claus
some
is
passes.
coming.
when Cesar Montes, who was sent off in the opening game here against South Africa.
Dude, one after the other.
Makes the movement again here by Romo.
Oh my gosh.
Ball in. Oh, put wide.
3 attacks in
What a
3
move.
minutes.
What a chance. And Jimenez missed the chance.
Mexico is playing really well. 3 minutes, 3 attacks.
It's a brilliant move.
Ecuador, you better watch out.
Stepped out, it allowed that run in, and you expected the net to ripple then.
That was a
And we've
great
been soaked here by
pass.
beer, which came cascading down the stand.
Unbelievable.
Yo, Ecuador
Under this,
is
oh,
leaving
how did they
spaces,
score?
man.
Wow.
Okay, so it calmed down for 10 minutes.
Guyana.
But Mexico is still on the attack. What a perfect pass. Down there, down there.
Now Alvarado. Deflects away and behind for a corner.
Ecuador is
I mean,
tightening
it's
up their
been
defense.
absolutely brilliant, the opening part of this game.
Pacho.
Jimenez dropping, connecting play, linking up play, runners beyond. He's made sure he's looked after the ball. He's passed it off well.
Oh, it was a deflection.
Cesar Montes.
14 minutes.
Deep and looping ball in.
Mexico on the attack again. A cross in. No! It was wide. Oh,
So
muy loco,
close
hermano.
to a special moment from Gilberto Mora.
And Montez did brilliantly there. Across, the big cross
Mucho
from the right.
loco.
More as well, certainly going for goal. I'm not sure that was a cross. He's trying to curl it in.
Dang,
And
that
is
was
not far
a little
away.
bit more of a curl, and it would go
The
in.
youngest player at this World Cup, a whisker away
The youngest
from his
player.
first goal for Mexico.
Ecuador on the attack. 3 minutes later.
Pierre Hincapié.
Let's see what Ecuador has. Oh, wow. It was a nutmeg
So well there
and
to
off the
create
post.
that chance for himself, and he goes away and behind for a corner.
It's a
A nutmeg.
touch through and just follows his own pass, and that is an absolute
Wow.
whisker away.
That was almost in.
Back of Ronald's goal.
Home advantage could be so telling.
Mexico on the attack.
Here goes
Dude,
Quiñones.
that's
No flag for now.
offside.
Quiñones for Mexico. And Quiñones!
Wow, what a bomb. What a shot. Wait for the flag. Wait for the
The
flag.
Azteca comes alive.
Mexico. That was an amazing goal. They're checking VAR though.
Storm has passed, and now it's time for a party in Mexico City.
That was a beautiful goal. Muy bonito.
Quiñones,
That was a beautiful
his
goal.
third goal of this World Cup.
Let's see if it's offside.
Wow, the noise in here. It's great play. What a ball. He's in his own half.
He's in his own
gone over the
half.
line.
You can't have offside if you're in your own half.
The crowd start to go wild.
Wow, what a beautiful shot.
It's great play. Nice little
What
knock
a
forward
beautiful
for
pass.
Alvarado. He doesn't need to pass to any.
Look at the players, man.
Nice little knock forward for.
Look, number 9 and number 19. Look how they're complaining. Can you see? Look at that. They're complaining. They're like, hey, pasa la bola. No, how do you say ball? I don't know. Ugh. He doesn't need to pass. He doesn't need to pass. He's going to whip there. Let's keep going, guys.
Alvarado. He doesn't need to pass to anybody. It's right
That was
to
a
the back of the
beautiful
net.
shot.
This place.
It was firm, it was accurate, it was powerful, it had speed to it, it had... Wow. Whoa! That's amazing.
Poor clearance. Jimenez.
You can't lose the ball like that. You can't lose possession like that.
Brown
Another one.
Jimenez. 2-0.
Another one. 2-0 to Mexico. Wow. Mexico going to the round of 16. Who are they going to play next if they pass?
The co-hosts on a charge tonight.
This will be amazing. This is still the first half.
Could this be the
Mexico
night
has
to
been
end their long
hitting hard,
curse at
and
the
they have 2
World
goals
Cup
now.
finals?
This is such a brilliant finish
Amazing.
from Jimenez. And it's great play. He kept it up there. Ecuador can't believe
Jimenez.
it.
Beautiful.
The fact that he ends up with it after starting that little bit on the edge of the box is so cool with the finish.
He
Jimenez,
created opportunity and he
I mean,
finished
I
it.
can't think that this Mexico crowd
Beautiful.
could get any more excited. I know I said it after the first goal, but wow, around
I need
us,
to
even
check
in
out the
press
Mexico
box,
fans.
The broadcasters are all jumping around when they probably should be talking or shouting goal at least.
All beer has been shut down.
Ecuador
to,
on the
press
attack,
tribute
trying
here
to
the goal
minimize
to the
the damage here.
Some fans getting very carried
Wow.
away. Here's Yeboah. Bending effort by him. And
Wow.
well saved by
The
Rangel.
goalkeeper did a good job there too.
It's better again,
It's frustrating, I know.
just edging the way.
That was
The
beautiful.
pitch, Ecuador, certainly worth an effort.
Almost midway.
He did everything
through the
right.
second half. That swinging ball.
Oh,
Good save
second time.
by
I mean,
Galindez.
second half.
And a save that may just keep his team in the World Cup for now.
Montez it was who got his header, a firm header as well. Great leap
Mexico
from the
still
centre-back.
on the attack.
And
It's going to be
there's equal to
3,
it.
man. I feel like there's another goal coming. It's going to be
Third
3.
goal would surely put the tie to bed.
This is too much pressure. This amount of pressure
Hit
leads to
again by
goals.
Alvarado. Another header. This
Oh,
time
that's
it's put
out.
wide.
That's wide.
And Montez in there once again.
I was going in
Montes.
from our angle here. Up here, Joe, it looked like it was going to nestle in the far post.
Years ago, scored plenty of goals there, but then moved to AC Milan.
Ecuador on the attack.
Playing in Italian football.
Oh,
Chance of platter here, maybe.
that was so
A long ball
close.
forward. He brought it down so well. And that may just about be Ecuador's best chance of the game.
That was really
Mendes
close.
came out, that little header there over the top.
Could have been a header, yeah.
Here's nearer. What's the
Mexico.
And that
So
whistle
close,
past the
but
angle
so
of the post
wide.
and bar.
Really wasn't far away. And header, another one who's come on, who's had an impact.
Beautiful. Mexico is playing like they want to win the whole World Cup.
Referee having to step in now and just have a word with Hincapié. Santiago Jimenez.
It's over, Ecuador. It's over. Did he cover his mouth?
There's something going on here. I wonder
Yeah, he
whether
covered his mouth.
the Mexican players believe there that the Ecuadorian covered his mouth. Says something in a confrontational way, which as we've seen in the
Mexico,
World
you
Cup
don't
now,
need that.
is a
You
red
don't need
card
the
offence. We
stress.
saw Paraguay's Miguel Almiron sent
Yeah.
off.
Yeah,
He
can't
covered
do
his
that.
mouth.
You should know that.
Yep.
And the referee has now been sent by the
Rojo.
VAR to the pitch-side monitor.
A red
it
card.
Won't mean much in the general scheme of things, but in terms of what FIFA want to do, it's good that they're sending the referee VAR so that he
It's
can
good
see
discipline.
his interpretation of it. But
He did cover his mouth.
if you've got something to say that's not unpleasant, you don't have to cover your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Red card.
The players were told before the World Cup
Definitely a
began.
red card, yeah.
This will be punished.
Did they
in the
not
World
get the
Cup.
memo? Did they
And
not
here comes the
understand that you
referee's
cannot do
verdicts.
this? It's all over for Ecuador.
The red card for Hincapié. And Ecuador
Even if I'm saying
will
something
reach
nice,
its
like
10 men.
Mexico is playing very well, you can't cover your mouth
Vargas.
because normally when you
He's
cover
the
your
one
mouth,
that's
people just
flourished.
assume you're
No,
saying
there
things
isn't.
that are really
Here's the
bad, you
full-time
know.
whistle. Mexico inspired. And
Lo
the
siento,
Azteca
Ecuador.
once again.
Lo siento. Pero México
Nothing in
estaba
nine
muy
versus
bueno.
sixes.
Muy
Like
bueno
a World
juego.
Cup night
Muy
in
bueno.
Mexico City.
Están jugando como
They've suffered
campeones.
so much knockout heartache in the past, but not here.
That's amazing.
It is.
That is awesome, guys. You know, a lot of game from Mexico. One after the other. We're going to look at the stats right now to see, but absolutely amazing. Mexico versus Ecuador looked like a very, very entertaining match. There were attacks one after the other. We're going to check out. What do you guys think of the covering your mouth rule? I feel like this is the Vini Jr. rule, right? Because a lot of racism has been happening, and I feel like we need to fight that. We need to fight these things, and it starts with simple punishments, right? I don't know if it should be a direct red card. I think it should be a yellow card, okay? Not a direct red card, because we don't know what they were saying. You know, they could say tu madre or whatever. It not necessarily is racism. But anyways, 15 shots for Mexico, 3 on target, 2 goals. 8 shots for Ecuador, 1 on target, 0 goals. A possession of 57% for Ecuador, 43% for Mexico, which means Ecuador was holding the ball more and not pushing forward. At least that's what I saw from the highlights. They were holding on to the ball and they weren't playing offensively. And when you play defensively, just controlling the ball, you are open to a push from the other team. Because if you are pushing back, the team will push forward. Your opposition will push forward. So the best course of action, for me, the best defense has always been offense, unless you play on a very good counterattack. There were 416 passes with 84% pass accuracy, which is not very good, especially if you're playing defensively. Losing possession is a very dangerous thing, which they lost possession in a very dangerous position as well. Mexico passed 306 times with 83% pass accuracy. There were 10 fouls for Mexico, 14 fouls for Ecuador, 3 yellow cards, and 1 red card because of covering our mouth. That is a big no-no. 1 offside for Ecuador, 8 corners. They had opportunity, man. I'm telling you, Ecuador had opportunity to score. They could have scored headers. They didn't. Mexico, 3. So from what I can see, the team that wanted it the most was Mexico. They're playing at home. They have the home advantage. They are hosts country, and they are willing to win the whole thing. Now, let me see what it's looking like for Mexico. Ecuador is gone home, but we still have the World Cup schedule, and the knockout stage is looking like this. Canada, Morocco, that's going to be interesting because Canada is a host country. Morocco could be in the quarterfinals once again if they play their cards right. Morocco is clearly the favorite here We have Paraguay versus France. Paraguay is clearly the favorite here. Then we have the winner of Belgium versus Senegal, the winner versus USA versus Bosnia. I'm pretty sure the host country, USA, will be going through unless Bosnia can bring an upset. Then we have Spain versus Austria, Portugal versus Croatia, Brazil versus Norway, which is going to be interesting. And Mexico is going to play either England or Congo. I'm thinking it's England. Mexico versus England will be a tight match. So Mexico versus Inglaterra. What do you guys think? Do you guys have what it takes? I think so. You guys are playing really well, but England has to get past Congo first. Thank you guys for watching. Muchas gracias a todos. No se olvides de suscribir a mi canal. And yeah, mi español no es muy bueno. Perdono. I'll see you guys. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego. Bye bye.